Hey everyone, let's jump right into this. Today we've got a truly fascinating explainer lined up for you. We're going to pop the hood and look at the exact step-by-step mechanics of a modern, highly aggressive digital sales pitch. You know, with the massive explosion of artificial intelligence lately, this huge market has popped up out of nowhere, selling these AI businesses in a box. So we're going to deconstruct the sales copy for one of these exact products. It's called Healthify AI. Now, to be clear, our goal here is absolutely not to buy the product. Instead, we're going to objectively analyze the psychological triggers, the frankly staggering claims, and the structural anatomy of how a pitch like this is engineered to convert a reader into a buyer. It is quite literally a masterclass in high-stakes online selling.
To make sense of all this, we're going to break this sales letter down into 5 distinct phases. The multi-trillion-dollar hook, what is Healthify AI, the features and AI capabilities, the target audience, and finally, the ultimate offer.
All right, starting things off with part 1, the multi-trillion-dollar hook. Notice the sheer scale of the number they anchor right out of the gate, $8.9 trillion. The sales copy repeatedly hammers home that the global health industry is the biggest in the world. I mean, they point out it's worth more than dozens of countries combined. Now, why do they start here? Well, before they even introduce their software, they want to induce this overwhelming sense of boundless financial opportunity. They remind you that everyone values their health, millions of people are taking pills, and billions are constantly searching online for health advice. They're essentially grabbing the reader by the shoulders and saying, look at all this money flowing around. Don't you want just a tiny little drop of it?
And that brilliantly sets up their next psychological step, creating a villain and a hero. The pitch heavily juxtaposes traditional health companies against you, the potential buyer. The text paints big pharma companies, like Pfizer and WebMD, as this completely unethical monopoly that is just printing money, getting sued weekly, and blinding themselves with greed. But then they hit you with the what-if scenario. What if you could conquer this exact niche, but do it ethically? Healthify AI positions its users as the good guys. You're supposedly helping people with free AI tools while silently profiting in the background. It's a textbook David versus Goliath framing, perfectly designed to make the reader feel really noble about trying to make a quick buck.
Let's pivot to part 2. What exactly is Healthify AI? The pitch doesn't just vaguely promise that you'll make money, it uses highly specific figures. The text claims the creators use this smart app to generate exactly $932.35 in pure profit daily. And here's the absolute kicker they emphasize. They claim it happens entirely on autopilot, without paying a dime for ads and without doing any actual work. In the world of copywriting, specific numbers like that are used strategically because they feel so much more authentic and tangible than round numbers. It bypasses your logical brain and paints a very specific, almost believable daily reality.
But you might be wondering, how complex is it? According to the sales letter, you are exactly 4 clicks away. They break this entire, supposedly massive business model down into 4 incredibly simple steps. Step 1, access the tool. Step 2, customize the colors and name. Step 3, deploy. And the copy explicitly states this step takes less than 40 seconds. Finally, step 4, profit. The crucial tactic here is that they are actively removing the intimidation factor. Because let's be honest, building a profitable medical portal sounds terrifyingly complex, but clicking a button 4 times? Well, anyone feels like they can do that.
Notice the deliberate repetition right here. 0 work involved, 0 upfront cost, 0 maintenance, 0 coding or designing. The word 0 is capitalized and totally weaponized throughout the text to establish the ultimate friction-free scenario. It directly targets the reader's deepest, most common objections. I don't have time, I don't have technical skills, or I don't have the capital. By promising 0 resistance, the pitch completely positions the product as a magic button rather than a piece of software you actually have to learn.
Which brings us to part 3, features and AI capabilities.
The sales page lists out an extensive suite of highly complex medical and lifestyle features that the AI allegedly generates for your website instantly. I mean, look at these claims. An AI-powered symptom checker for early detection, a digital health and mood tracker, interactive diet planning, and even an AI-driven chat feature for mental health support. Now, the text does include a very brief note that the mental health chat doesn't replace professional therapy, but the overarching claim here is just staggering. They are literally promising that this $14 software will instantly spin up a platform rivaling million-dollar health apps, fully equipped to analyze sleep patterns, summarize medical literature, and coach users.
And the sole justification for how any of this is actually possible rests entirely on 2 magic letters: AI. The pitch leans so heavily on the current cultural hype surrounding artificial intelligence. The copy actually reads, "Never write a word again. Let AI do all the work for you." They claim you don't need a single ounce of technical experience because the AI is going to serve as your coder, your designer, your medical researcher, and your content creator. It uses AI not just as a cool feature, but to create an absolute suspension of disbelief for the buyer.
Okay, let's look at part 4, the target audience. Who is this for? Well, the answer, according to the pitch, is basically everyone with an internet connection. The source text explicitly lists affiliate marketers, blog owners, e-com store owners, agency owners, and on and on. Then it sums it all up with this massive catch-all statement. Basically, if you want to profit online, Healthify AI will help you do that. They are casting the widest net imaginable. The goal here is simple. Ensure that no matter who happens to stumble onto this page, they see their own specific identity reflected right back at them in the copy.
To really cement this, they use very carefully curated testimonials. Take a look at this quote from a supposed agency owner named Daniel Hurst. He claims the tool does in 60 seconds what used to take him days. Notice the strategic function of this testimonial, though. He's not just saying, "Hey, I made money." It's specifically designed to validate the speed and the quality of the AI generation to someone who might be highly skeptical about the technical output. Whether Daniel is a real person or not, his quote serves as a precise tool to dismantle a very specific buyer hesitation.
And finally, part 5, the ultimate offer.
Right before revealing the final price, the pitch aggressively stacks value with what they call launch special bonuses. They throw in an AI sales closer, a shoppable video engine, a health content writer, and a viral shorts machine. This tactic right here is classic bonus stacking. The idea is to completely overwhelm the potential buyer with so much perceived extra value that the core product almost becomes an afterthought. They want the reader to feel like they're securing an entire software empire, not just buying a single tool.
And that leads us straight into this highly specific number. The pitch lists out the supposed monthly value of every single feature and training module, arriving at a total value of $5,482. This is a textbook anchoring technique. By planting a massive dollar figure in the reader's brain first, whatever price they reveal next is going to feel incredibly tiny by comparison.
Which brings us to the grand reveal. The creator, Vijay Pratap Singh, claims he could easily charge the full price of $997 per month. But because he just really wants to help people who are struggling, today's price is a one-time payment of just $14. This extreme price juxtaposition is the entire linchpin of the pitch. It drops the barrier to entry so incredibly low, literally less than the price of a cheap dinner, as they point out in the text, that the reader is pushed to think, well, for $14, what do I really have to lose? But they don't stop there. They crank up the urgency to the absolute max and remove the last tiny traces of risk. The page utilizes intense ticking clock tactics, warning you that their team can't handle all the new members and the page might be taken down in the very next minute. Furthermore, they offer an ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee, alongside this bizarre promise to pay the user $200 out of their own pocket if the software fails to make them money. They frame it so that the only perceived way to lose is to actually not buy it. We've seen the multi-trillion-dollar hook, the promises of literally zero work, the sweeping AI medical features, and the extreme high-pressure close. The anatomy of this pitch is meticulously designed to bypass logic, tap right into financial insecurity, and leverage our current awe of AI to make a quick sale. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I leave you with this final thought to ponder next time you encounter pitches like this in the wild. When an offer promises to conquer the world's most complex industry on autopilot, all for the price of a sandwich, can complex, automated wealth truly ever be just 4 clicks away? Thanks for exploring this with us, and keep your critical thinking sharp.